Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a new episode of Flesh Wound Farce, where we review and discuss your and our favorite comedy films. This is the world's first and only combination trivia host and professional wrestling announcer of Chilean descent that currently resides in Southern California, Ozzy V. And with me, as always, on this program, first in the Northern California Bay Area, world famous juggler Greg Larson. How you doing, Greg?
I'm great. I'm just noticing that my shirt has you wearing the shirt that you're currently wearing.
Are we in a paradox right now?
We are. It's kind of fun.
The Farce Line shirt still available at teespring.com/fleshwoundfeatures. Has the shirt that we are in somewhat of a paradox. Yeah, no, that's great. That's fantastic.
Yeah, that one's still available, and there's going to be a brand new shirt this Wednesday unveiled. Unveiled.
I'm more shocked about the brand new shirt rather than the mispronunciation. It's a brand new shirt.
Yes.
At least we didn't shock you like mid-episode with what it was.
Well, this one's not for Ozzy. I'm sorry.
Okay.
This is for our other ego in our other show.
Okay. Got it.
All right. Well, other voice you heard there, Flesh Wound producer Todd.
Good evening.
How you doing, Todd?
Chilling.
Yeah, I bet. All right. Sorry, I'm not in the best mood. I mean, when right before we got started, because I was the first one ready to go.
No, you're the first one on here. We all came late because we know you're always late.
Okay, yeah, excuses. I told the house of failure, whatever. So here I am. So I'm gonna just play some Madden as I'm waiting, and oh god, just so irritating and annoying. But not as irritating and annoying as the movie that we're gonna review and discuss today. Meatballs, released on June 29th, 1979. Oh, yeah, I am not a happy camper.
Hold on.
And I mean that specific.
Wow.
I chose that word carefully. Camper. Todd, do you have the trailer? Because I just want to get this over.
I did want to say happy private school anniversary.
Of course. Of course.
It was.
Can we play the trailer?
I'm your head counselor, hoping to make your summer camp experience the best available in this price range.
For one summer, the parents of 300 children
You must be the short, depressed kid that we ordered. Come on inside, Frankenstein. I'll buy you a cocktail.
are putting their faith
These are the camp rules. Be in here if you want to check these out a little bit later.
in one man.
Let the game begin! There's no way we're going to beat this team.
What are we gonna do?
We're going to lose. But we can lose with some self-respect.
It just doesn't matter! It just doesn't matter!
I gotta go!
How's the leg?
Okay.
Yeah, for now. But if you don't win, we cut it off. But the real excitement, of course, is going to come at the end of the summer, during Sexual Awareness Week. We import 200 hookers from around the world, and each camper, armed with only a thermos of coffee and $2,000 cash, tries to visit as many countries as he can.
Oh my god. Take me.
And then the winner, of course, is named King of Sexual Awareness Week.
Bill Murray, Meatballs. Really?
All right. That was Meatballs, again released on June 29th, 1979. The runtime of 94 minutes. Directed by Ivan Reitman, written by Len Bloom, Daniel Goldberg, James Allen, and Harold Ramis. Although what I found peculiar is that when I go on IMDb to research, who wrote this, Harold Ramis' name is absent. However, you see in the opening credits that he is a part of the, credit given for writing this 94-minute film. I kind of showed my hand a little bit and gave my initial thoughts.
No, you didn't. No, never.
So I'm just going to jump straight to Greg. Initial thoughts, Greg.
This was, again, I've come to realize I've not seen a lot of movies. It's fun podcast. But yeah, another one that I've not seen. And I wasn't sure. I saw Bill Murray, and I was like, we're going to have a good time. This movie for me, if you were to ask me, is this a great comedy? I'd say no. But I had fun. It kind of brought another moment of the member berries. I did attend I was with the YMCA and had a camping day and all this fun stuff. And, all those times of that era. It was fun. So I definitely had a good time with this movie. But laugh out loud moments, not really.
Todd.
I think I'm a little bit in between you because this isn't getting me angry, but I thought I was going to be the only one who does not like this movie.
I was bored. I was so bored.
You know what?
I didn't know what was going on. I just wanted to jam my eyes out with a shovel.
And you know what the problem was? This was a sex comedy without the sex or the comedy. So
that is a fair point because I'd never seen this before. So I had heard like the rumors of this great film, and I thought, oh, it must be like this sex comedy from the late 70s, early 80s. Again, 79, stars Bill Murray, Harold Ramis is attached. We'll see what happens. And I think it was honestly, Greg, maybe you liked it because you had that type of summer camp experience. Now I went to performing arts camp for a week where I was a camper and a counselor. It wasn't anything like that whatsoever. But I'm curious. They never said the word or never really referred to the counselors as counselors. What do they refer to them as? Like CITs? Is it
something like that?
Counselors in training.
Was that only changed just so they could have a stupid song at the end and have something rhyme? I swear to God, why? 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 Like, what's the point? I was just getting angry and annoyed the entire time. And there was no point to anything. And it kind of got to a point where it's like the CITs were being campers. And so I didn't know what I was watching. It was really annoying.
Well, remember when you decided we were going to watch this and I was asking for the sequels? Any of the other sequels are better. 2 is absurd, but they don't even become sex comedies till the third one. Go figure.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well,
So
there you go.
I did not see this at the theater. I was like 2, 3 maybe. Yeah, it's never worked for me. I know my cousins loved it. They were a little older than me. I think by the time I saw it, I'd already seen stuff, a little bit more. Like this is like just like light for 80s comedy. I figure it's not like.
Yeah.
And like honestly, if this could have been a 5-star rating if Jason showed up in the last 20 minutes. I'm just saying.
Well, I mean, you say late or early 80s, but this was 79, and let's think back. Hear no evil, see no evil. Came around the same time, and that had one of the funniest scenes in the history of cinema that we all agreed was one of the funniest.
That's 89,
scenes.
by the way.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay, well,
Silver Streak was 76. Yeah, it was.
That's where.
Okay.
Well, regardless, still, it just seemed weak and just felt like a love letter to those who attended a summer camp. This kind of like 3-month-long or 2-month-long summer camp where you were gone from your parents. Because I mean, the camp that I was at, I was gone for a week. Greg, you said you were gone for like a day, right?
Well, yeah, it was a overnight camping thing, but the actual I'd still go to the YMCA thing every day for weeks and weeks and weeks, and we did different things every day.
Now, just some ironically funny things I found, things that aren't supposed to be funny, is no one really cared to get revenge for the broken ankle or broken leg. Like after the rival camp broke her leg, it's just, well, they're cheating, man. Like, not even the dude that's making out with her throughout the movie wants to do anything. Just a scene that doesn't age well with Bill Murray. You guys know, I'm sure, what I'm referring to, when he's left alone with one of the female CITs, and
yes.
It's late 70s, and then it just kind of made things awkward a little bit.
Could have been worse. Could have been
worse. It could have been
right.
However, I will say that there was one thing that made me laugh, not intentionally. There is a hot dog eating contest that takes place in one of the Olympiad games. That's something established within the last 20 minutes of the film because somebody forgot, wait, we got to have a plot for this thing. What are we going to do? Last 20 minutes. Just say they're going to have
Wait,
games,
how many
whatever.
times you out right now? To be fair, this formula worked without issues on Caddyshack. with the no plot
I-
formula.
You know what the problem was, though? Actually, you know what? Hold
Yeah,
on a
but
second.
Caddyshack had comedy, so
Yeah,
Not-
that's the
Caddyshack
difference.
Not only had
Plot
comedy,
wise,
but-
it's
No, not necessarily, because it's established at the very beginning. The main character, his name escapes me at the caddy.
Judge Schmelz. No, the Danny.
Yeah, the one he's saving money for college.
Right.
His primary goal is he has this job because he's going to college. I don't give a rat's ass about anybody who's at this camp. Caddyshack was like, okay, I can sympathize with that. You're trying to earn your money, and then here comes an opportunity where you get a bunch of cash right away. That's awesome. I'm interested. That's like, let's see the end of this. Here, it's like, what's going on? Oh, there's an Olympiad at the. You couldn't just mention this at the beginning, like just give a little hint, like, oh, we'll see at those games or whatever, just a little something, or whatever. So it didn't make me think that this is like the season finale of Lost or something.
I mean,
It's
you're
just
not wrong.
like,
You're not wrong with this, but at the same time, like for me, and I'm not like, please don't think I'm comparing these as equals of films, but like it kind of has that like Clerks feel where it's just like, this is just this time period for these people. Let's go along with their journey. It's not really like it's supposed to feel more like just day in the life.
It's a hangout movie.
Yeah,
Like if you like these characters and you want, it's like you get to hang out with them. So that
I understand that. It's, again, though, it fits. It does well if you've had that experience. I don't know if it's written by people who are campers or the CITs, or maybe both. People who were campers that turned into CITs, and like it'd be funny if we had a movie that was just like, like you described. Again, though, strong problem is that there is very little comedy. If this movie did not have Bill Murray, man, like this would be 2 a.m., 3 a.m., not even Cinemax, because there's no nudity.
it's like USA Up All Night. Oh, see, I was gonna go USA Up All Night.
Yeah.
TNT at 3 a.m.
Like this is
I
a
think
quality made for TV movie. Like
it's definitely a made for TV movie starring Bill Murray.
Yeah. No,
I think if this wasn't. Oh, sorry.
I just if we're talking about complaints of this movie, I do want to say one thing that two things that like super irked me with this film. Number one, there's a major scene where they're like, hit it towards the girl with the large breasts, and they do, and it goes in her shirt, but the ball never touches the ground. Like that's still an out. I don't care what you're doing. Like that's an out. Like, and there's
legally, technically,
right, so yeah, that kind of bothered me. But then also there's this, you're talking about this ending of this Olympiad, and like for your epic finale, it's a marathon, which fine and dandy, but like the first 3/4 of that marathon part is like in the woods with no music to make it intense. So you just have people jogging in the woods with birds chirping, and I'm like, this isn't making me feel like this is an intense moment.
Could you imagine though? Could you imagine just watching that on the TV and your mom's like in the kitchen, like, what are you watching? It's just a movie. Are you sure? What's going on over there? You just hear heavy breathing for like a good 3 minutes.
Right.
It's very awkward. And I realized that we got so carried away in this whole Olympiad business, again, introduced in the final 20 minutes of the movie. But there was, as I mentioned, there was a hot dog eating contest. And at the end of the contest, one of the contestants throws down the sausages and they all make a noise like they're hard.
Oh.
Like, I don't know if you guys got like if you were to throw freshly cooked sausages down, they would not sound like that. These sounded like thick plastic props.
Like the Foley artist was on a budget.
There you go. Exactly.
Like, it's funny. How sad is it that like my favorite part of this film that I actually laughed the most at, again, was a sound. Like, wasn't even a main part of it. So we got two sounds for number one. There's a moment where Bill Murray and his love interest actually do get together. And he talks about, he thinks he laid on an animal. And then he goes, oh no, it's just a bottle. And then you hear this like suction thunk like sound, like he pulled it out of somewhere. And I was just like, all right, that was a funny moment. And that's about the only moment that I actually laughed out loud.
Well, I'm sure some of the people watching are fans of it. Please let us know in the comments why Ozzy's wrong. Let us
Hold
know
on a second. Wait a second. Don't put this all on me. Both of you just said you didn't like it. You're not inclining any hint that you're going to turn and be like, but I actually did like it. So don't hate my opinion. Blame it all on Ozzy.
No, I'm just saying they may not have got angrily mad at this. I think they may have just not liked it. I've never gotten.
I hear a lot of people have liked this movie. So what I want to know, please, in the comments, if you did, tell us that you did, but tell us why. Don't let this be like a mystery, like Mystery Men, where all of a sudden we start hearing about, oh my God, Mystery Men is such a good movie.
Coming soon to 4K.
Oh, God. You want to talk about a fundraising watch along? Anyway, seriously, all of a sudden people started talking about, oh no, I love this movie. It was so great, but nobody wants to specifically cite what specifically they love in it.
And I do wonder if it is like a memory thing, because if you're talking about Mystery Men, when you first mentioned it, I was like, I remember that movie. That was a lot of fun. And then I watched it and I was like, oh, is this crap? Like, are you kidding me? Like, what happened? Like, I thought this was a good movie. So maybe it's a member berries thing. Maybe it's,
I seriously
don't
think
know.
if you had that experience as a camper or a CIT at a summer camp, like at a sleepaway summer camp, you were gone for like over a month, you probably would have loved this movie. But I didn't. I mean, I'm just guessing. Like, I mean, how long were you gone for at the camp? I know it was overnight, but how long? Was like a week.
What do you? Oh, I went to that camp for basically like a summer. Oh, so it was like the YMCA, and like you had weekly.
But you still so okay. But again, what's interesting is that you were the only one out of the three of us that said you had fun with this movie.
Yeah.
So I did a week at summer camp though too, and I.
But that's the week though. I mean, this is like I mean, there's specific things for. I mean, because I did a week-long camp, and a week-long camp is way different than a summer-long camp. Obviously, the time. But specifically also because at a summer camp, you have to kind of pace these kids to just kind of be in hangout mode most of the time. Whereas like in a week-long camp, there's like something to do all the time.
And if you want to watch a movie with real kids at real summer camp, I recommend Sleepaway Camp. Not for you, Ozzy. for our other listeners. Okay, now my turn. My favorite part. I was just gonna say pass because I really have none.
I do have one. The sound of the hot dogs I just found interesting. I didn't really find funny. It's like, but I do have a moment where I actually did have a organic burst of laughter.
Okay, we'll come back to me then, I guess.
Okay. Well, it was just it was no, I definitely did intend to steal it right away. Like, I did have a favorite moment. I'm just gonna jump in here, but placement of the bed, I'll say that.
Oh yeah, that's
so
fun.
just in case there is an individual out there that's like, I really loved this movie and I'm gonna go see it again, but I don't remember anything about it. I'll just say that placement of the bed. That was the moment that then I was bored the rest of the time.
All right, well, since I didn't, my compliment is, without Meatballs, we would have never got the cinematic masterpiece that is Meatballs 2 or Meatballs 3 or 4. What the hell?
Wow. Interesting.
Yeah.
So it seems like Meatballs is sort of, no, I'm not even going to go say that. That's not an appropriate.
Who would have thought you start a film series, get rid of Bill Murray, and then it gets better?
Yeah,
well, because it sounds like they subtracted Bill Murray, but they added breasts.
No, Meatballs 2 is still a PG film.
Really?
Yes. We don't have breasts till the third film, Shannon Tweed, starring Patrick Dempsey.
Which, by the way, this film is rated PG. I did not mention that earlier, but it is a PG rated film. And I am going to rate it a 2. 2 out of 5 for me. Yeah. Wow. No, I mean, I will say, it didn't make me as mad as Private School, but I was so bored.
I don't think you could say you were bored.
No, I was bored. I was pretty bored.
No,
I was pretty bored.
No, during Private School.
Oh,
there's always something happening.
I was just mad.
Yeah, see, you can't say Private School's a boring movie.
No, I'm okay. Like, Okay, so if there's a kid that's out on the sidewalks over here and they're like doing their best with some chalk to actually stay within the line of their given square and actually trying to make something with the chalk, and it's somewhat decent, it doesn't really look good, but they're trying their best. And then compare that to somebody who just takes a paintbrush and just paints along the entire block, just one strip. That's their chalk painting. That's how I feel about private school. God, I feel like private school is like my Lex Luthor. It's just never going to leave me. It's just going to stay there just to exist to piss me off.
And
God.
what's funny about that is there will be people who see that line of paint down the street or chalk down the street, and they'll be like, "Oh, that's something. That's an expression.
That's profound.
That's profound."
Oh my God. And so anyway,
and then
it's
Mystery Men's over there eating the chalk.
Now I will say maybe fans of Mystery Men. Oh, shots fired, but I apologize for nothing. But I will say I did not like, something still made me want to just fight through to the end. I didn't want to turn it off. And I think that's the threshold of me saying,
you're like, this has got
anything less than a 2. Like, let me just see how this finishes. Let me just see, like, is there something really funny at the end? That's why I give it a 2, is because, and that's just my barometer there. A 2 is like, I'll make it to the end. But if I really am just so mad, I got to force myself not to hit stop or ask Todd, I fell asleep at this stupid movie 3 times.
Which
do
one
I
was that?
need to see it again? Like, for that the 3rd time. I'm pretty sure that was Hot Dog the movie. I can't even remember this point. I was so mad. Anyway, no, it was Stupid Strange Brew. I fell asleep.
What it was.
Yes, when I asked Todd, do I have to finish this? I fell asleep 3 times. That's why I didn't even rate it, is because it was not even worth a 2. I didn't want to finish it, find out what the ending was. Here, I somewhat did. So that's a 2 for me. Greg, how about you?
Well, I think you have to take off, eh? Like, that's what I have to say to you, Ozzy. But that's all right. I do have to say $1,000 is well worth Sexual Awareness Week. I think that was a fantastic bit. But I'm still going to give this movie a 3. Like, this wasn't an amazing movie. If this was a movie that was on in the background, I wouldn't be upset about it. Don't rent it. Don't buy it. But, like, it's still, like, a nice, humble movie that's just fun to enjoy. And just as people hanging out and, going through that adolescence time of life. So,
okay, real quick.
I think if you're nostalgia for that era too,
Yeah.
Okay, so but hold on a second. So, Greg, you're just like, if it was on, like, in the background, I wouldn't be upset. But if it was on in the background, would you change the channel just to see what else is going on? Because here I am in the visual in my head. I'm thinking of like a living room where you just, let's just say, hypothetically speaking, you were to happen to have 2 TVs and you had just maybe like a video game console hooked up to one, and then you had the cable box hooked up to the other. Hypothetically speaking, not to say anyone would have the space or energy to come up with such a setup. But anyway, let's say that, and you're playing your Fallout
split screen.
Sure, you're playing your Fallout or your Mass Effect, whatever. No Man's Sky RPG. Insert here. That comes on. Coming up next, Meatballs. Do you pick up the remote and be like, "Nah, what else is on?" Or do you be like, "Okay, I'll leave it on"?
Oof. If it, like, because I've seen it. If there's something that I'm
what
like,
else is on. You'd see what else is on. Aha!
I would see what else is on.
That is not a 3, my friend. That is not a 3.
No, it's a 3 for me. It's still a 3 because
I'm just saying the depth basis on that of I'd pick up the remote to see what else is on. I think makes it less than a 3. Because I think a 3 should serve replay value. A 3 should at least indicate I'd want to see this again.
I wouldn't be upset seeing it again. But if I had choices, if it's like late at night and there's not much on, I wouldn't mind having this on. But if it's like prime time, then yes.
Okay,
I mean,
I'm gonna pull an actual situation out. So let's say this comes out. Coming up next on HBO, Meatballs. So pick up the remote and you go through, hey, Cartoon Network is showing classic episodes of Popeye. for 2 hours. Which are you going to put on?
I'm Popeye without hesitation.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'd probably say Popeye.
Exactly. That's just the situation. I want to let everybody know. What's the instance that by which? Because you said, if it's on, I'll watch it. Well, you'd see what else is on first.
Now you know where you're going, Greg.
I would even say Popeye the movie. Like,
absolutely.
Yeah, I'd still watch that for sure.
Okay. I love Popeye the movie, but
that'll be coming up later on. However, I just had to pull up the old Popeye classics because those old Popeye classic cartoons are awesome. Unlike this movie. But moving on, Todd, now to your rating.
Okay, well, you're gonna believe this. I'm lower than Ozzy. I'm a 1.5.
Holy Toledo!
But I just don't get mad about it.
That's true. Yeah.
But if you want to see for yourself, see for crazy, see if you want to see it again. There is, you can stream it for free on Roku, Vudu, Plex, and on Freevee, which you can watch on Amazon Prime.
Holy cow. Can I just say a note about Freevee really quick?
Sure.
Just because I heard that they started the new series Judy Justice.
Okay. Yes.
What's that?
So
it's basic. It's more Judge Judy, just now streaming.
Yeah.
And it's such a guilty pleasure, especially now that it's free. You just put it on for an episode. It's just humorous to have on in the background. It's a suggestion because I'd rather have that on in the background than this movie.
For sure. Yeah, I don't know. And maybe some UK versions of Jersey Shore.
Yes, I'd rather definitely watch UK versions of Jersey Shore.
I will tell you though, honestly,
Gundy Shore? What's it called?
Gordy Shore.
Gordy Shore.
Now
that
streaming.
Is sadly now on Paramount Plus in my recently watched.
Bam!
Oh, that's ladies and gentlemen, what Todd just flashed on an image of was, I believe, season 3, episode 4. Was that?
No. It's like season 13.
Oh my gosh. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But no, I can't remember. I'd have to look it up. But yeah, I'll be honest.
By showing that image, you basically now have to put the episode, like season and episode number, on the description for everybody to watch that, because that was a moment that made me vomit laughter. I'm not even exaggerating. And like somebody's like, how do you vomit laughter? It's when you're doubled over. And if you're watching the YouTube version, you'll see me do this. If you're listening to the audio version, pull up the youtube.com/Flesh Wound Features. You have both your hands on your knees. And if you're vomiting, you're expelling everything like that, right? Or you could be on one knee in front of the toilet, whatever. When I was vomiting laughter, I was in this position where I had my hands on my knees. And I just had this motion with my head where as though it looked like I was vomiting, but the only thing that was coming out was laughter. Just to describe what vomiting laughter is like.
All right. Well, I'm still trying to pull up the episode. Yeah, yeah.
No, we'll have it in the descriptions. I'm not trying to rush you at all. But you did say, just in case anybody would like to check this out for themselves, Meatballs, that is, you said that's available on Roku, Vudu, Freevee, but not on the traditional Netflix, Hulu, or HBO Max. Have to dig a little deeper for that one.
Yeah.
Okay. It might not be worth it. Just hint. FYI.
It's on Amazon. You don't have to dig.
Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes this episode where we discuss Meatballs. Next week, we're going to be back with a new live episode. Now, voting at the time of this recording is still technically open, so I can't announce what video, or rather what film, we will be reviewing and discussing live. That is right here on YouTube. So please be sure to check that on the Facebook page. Todd, will you be announcing on any of the other shows by chance? The standard Flesh Wound Horror, maybe what the Patreon, fine Patreon people have voted on?
You'd like to know? You'd like me to announce the choices?
Oh no, I was saying, if we have regular viewers, the Flesh Wound Network, when would they anticipate to hear what film we will be reviewing and discussing live? Next Monday.
We'll say this Wednesday. We'll announce it on that. So
okay, and of course, check all the socials. That's where you can find all the information. We'll have an image up with all the handles that you can check. Any other Of course,
Oh,
you got
wrong
have
image.
the Photoshop.
Oh,
yeah,
oh,
wrong
okay.
image. Yeah, oh yeah. Oh, sorry, wrong
I
one.
meant to
Yeah,
pull
my
this
bad.
up.
Oh yeah, the T-shirt, right? Of course, teespring.com/Flesh Wound Features for the Farce line shirt. Anything else? Actually, you know what? I apologize. I do have things to say. As mentioned at the top of the program, that I am a combination trivia host and professional wrestling announcer, and this week I'll be conquering both those things. This Tuesday and Wednesday, the 23rd and 24th, I'll be hosting trivia first, August 23rd and 24th, that is. First, August 23rd at 7 o'clock in the brewery at Placentia, and in Los Alamitos on Wednesday, the 24th at Griffin's Grill. And this Saturday, the 27th, I'll be announcing at Pro Wrestling Uncensored in Monrovia. For information, you can head to facebook.com/PWU. For more information, that'll be this Saturday, August 27th in Monrovia, beginning at 5 o'clock. And that is all I got. You
Your
guys have anything
trivias,
else?
Is
Sorry,
that
what's that?
weekly? Is that weekly, your trivias?
They are weekly. But here's the thing, is that I will update as is, because the Thursday trivia is not necessarily every week. Sometimes they have specific member events and whatnot. Also, Saturday, September 10th, I'll be hosting in Irvine. I'll have more information on that later. We'll also be pulling a double, as later that night, I'll be announcing in Winter Park for 3PWA. That'll be a very fun day. As Todd knows, I'm ultra pleasant on those days.
I'll be there.
Indeed, he will.
Maybe.
However, all three of us will be back next week for a live episode. Be sure to tune in. Flesh Wound Features. Why did I say Flesh Wound Features? I think I said that backwards, like dyslexic. I wanted to say youtube.com/Flesh Wound Features. Is it Flesh Wound Features or Flesh Wound Network?
For the YouTube, it's Flesh Wound Features.
I thought it was Flesh Wound Features. So that is youtube.com/Flesh Wound Features for the live episode next week. Greg and Todd, anything else before we head out?
I just want to do a shout out to my one of our viewers, West 408, one of my buddies. Happy birthday, good sir. Wish you all the best.
Happy
birthday.
birthday. All righty. So for Greg, Todd, I'm Ozzy V, and we'll see you next week live for a new episode of Flesh Wound Farce.